Quietly, in the dim light of a garage, Co sprawled across the passenger seat of her father's car. Her eyebrows still high from all of her screaming, her mouth still open. Occupying the driver's seat sat no one. In the background, her mom and dad's joyful voices could be heard rambling about their day, laughing without a care in the world. The two were so unaware of Co being asleep. Eventually, her eyebrows furrowed from the rising volume. Her body shifted, trying to keep the dim light bulb of the garage away from her face. Tiredly, she moaned, woken up. Mom, Dad, please. She turned on her stomach, burrowing her face into her arms. As she did, appearing from underneath the driver's seat, its cute brown body and large bubbly eyes bounced at Ko's conscious self. The rabbit hopped onto the car seat, saying in a bright tone, "You sleep so sound. I was starting to get really hungry." Initially, Ko assumed everything that came before had only been a dream. She assumed the conversation her mom and dad were having was poking fun at her for being so exasperated and happy to take care of her new rabbit friend that she had collapsed from the excitement, as she sometimes did. It made the most sense to her. She had a weak heart and an active imagination after all. Everyone knew that. But as she felt a dreadfully familiar presence by her ear, she flinched, startled, and then whispered playfully, "If you don't get up, I'm gonna bite you again." Remembering the pain from earlier, her blood which spilled into the car seat, she jolted away, horrified. Any excuse of anything before being a dream was obliterated by the wide-eyed, smiling thing in front of her. She shrieked, her back against the door. Desperately, she tried to open it, but to no avail. Why? Why is the child's safety on? Dad! She squealed, her eyes glossing up from the stress. Casually, the rabbit crawled to her ankle, looking at her with the same wide smile. Relax, he can't hear you. I don't even think he heard us laughing before. You humans and your music, so silly. Her saliva clogged her throat. She choked at hearing its voice, her frail heart practically begging to come through her chest. What do you want? What do you want from me? Why are you doing this? The rabbit stopped smiling. It wore a blank stare like most normal rabbits had, but its eyes still stayed freakishly large and cartoonish. It asked innocently, "Want? Doing? Doing what? What do you mean?" Surprised at the rabbit's genuine confusion, she felt more courage to speak. You locked the door, didn't you? You bit me. You hurt me." Catching up to what Co was talking about, the rabbit laughed heartily, a lot like the shopkeeper, but more loose and unrestrained in a way that didn't feel rehearsed. "Oh, that. No. The bagman told me he had a surprise for the both of us. That's why we're trapped here, and before," it smiled, wiping a tear from its eye, "I was just having fun, you know?" Fun? Co shook her head immediately. Fun? Fun? You think that was fun? You think it's fun to hurt people and make them bleed all over the place? Why would you do that? That's so evil. After letting everything out, Ko's heart bounced up and down, surprised by how much anger her voice projected. She stared at the rabbit's fading smile and its dilated pupils, initially more than ready to keep yelling back at it. But before she could keep going, the rabbit's eyes, like Ko's, began to gloss over. But being more sensitive, tears poured out of its eyes. The rabbit's sobs started quiet, a high whine, then built up into something dramatic, like a siren that forced every hair on her body to stand up. It said, his voice barely legible, You? I'm not. I was just playing around. Why are you telling? You're looking at me with the bead-eyed to me. Too stunned to speak, the rabbit hopped from the seat Co and him had been sitting on, retreating to underneath the passenger seat. The rabbit's hollering, while muffled, had only built more guilt in Co. Come on, you can't just cry and expect me to feel bad. I didn't even mean to hurt you. She rubbed her cheek to remind her of the bruise, but somehow, as she compared the faint streak of blood in the couch cushion versus the trail of tears from the passenger seat to underneath the driver's seat, Co couldn't help but feel her pain, physical and mental, were the least of her worries. Her expression shifted from mildly agitated to dreadfully concerned. She dropped to her knees, reaching under the driver's seat while holding the sobbing rabbit. It's okay. I'm sorry I said that, all right? Her voice turned tender. Her glossed over eyes dried up. You're not evil. I just don't like biting, all right? And I was scared and, well, I was really just scared. Please, Stop crying." The rabbit's tears ceased quickly, definitely moved by Ko's warm embrace. He sniffled. "Okay." He hugged back, closing its eyes. They stayed like that for a few moments, Ko rocking him back and forth. Part of her grew a bit suspicious with how easily he had stopped crying, but a larger part of her just felt happy to be needed. So happy, she wanted to stay, hugging the poor, frightened thing. After all, if she didn't, who would? She thought drawing it nearer, nuzzling it to her other cheek, until suddenly... The rabbit laughed, ripping itself from her warm embrace and jumping onto the front passenger seat's headrest. Ko frowned, already missing the affection. "For the record, though, I only bit you because I really like you. From the second I saw your face, I knew you'd be the right fit. I knew it." Ko stood up. The table turned as now she was looking up at the rabbit looking down at her. Right fit? What does that imply? Don't know what that word means, but I've been looking for an owner for the past 1,287 years. I've only had 4 owners before you, Ko, and each time I started to cuddle and want them closer, the more they just started screaming and yelling and going at me just like you did. The rabbit nearly teared up again as it thought about the past, its face scrunched up and buried into its own furry forearms, hollering, "Boo! Boo!" Ko stretched out her arms, ready to embrace it. As it peeked from its forearms, it laughed cheerfully, running down Ko's arms and behind her head, hugging her happily. "What are you? You've got eyes, a heart, a soul just like mine. I know we'll be an all right fit." As it climbed on top of Ko's head, hanging from her forehead and entering her peripheral to give her butterfly kisses while goofily laughing, Ko at first fought it, but couldn't help but laugh with the rabbit. A 1,000 years? Just to find an owner?" She laughed, falling onto the seat, the affection being too much for her to keep a straight face. Yeah, but now I've got you and you've got me." As Ko plopped onto her back, the rabbit on its hind legs stood on her chest, hugging her face. "Remember? We're gonna be best friends." In that moment, Ko's heart skipped a beat. Her face felt a lot warmer, and a smile crept even further onto her face. She didn't know Ko had to respond to the reciprocation of her own words being thrown back at her, but even whether to take the rabbit seriously. It sounded no older than she was after all. But as the voice of her father got farther and farther into the background, yet the rabbit in front of her stayed, holding her, a firm grasp on her skin, with its little heart beating faster than even hers at the merest chance of being accepted. She couldn't help but melt under his reply. "Yeah, best, 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 best," before she could properly accept, a firmer, warmer voice interrupted. "Ko? Still talking to your little friend? Come out here and introduce me." She snapped back to reality and yelled back, "Dad locked me in, Mom." "Oh, that man. Here." The car beeped, frightening the rabbit slightly, holding on to Ko. "Wah!" Shh, it's okay. Look. Carefully, she unlocked the door. "We're free, see?" Oh, wow. Technology sure is unpredictable and scary. "Well, introduce me to your parents. They have to know of our bond," and Ko immediately shook her head. No. My parents aren't going to like a talking animal. No offense, it's just a bit unnatural for them, and they're not very open-minded." "Aw, man." The rabbit frowned, though Ko kept smiling. "It's better this way. Just act like a normal rabbit. Like my rabbit."